Good morning. Welcome to another Thursday blog. I wanted to chat with you for a moment about, of all things, singing. Just when you thought nothing would surprise you anymore, you discover that communal singing is one of those challenged privileges during this pandemic we're walking through. The country of Germany has reopened churches for worship, but specifically have asked that congregational singing not be allowed. True, you can still sing in your shower at home or in your home's privacy, but maybe even when you're taking a walk by yourself. But we've been told that singing aloud in church, and a church service in particular, is a possible hazard these days, or a way in which COVID-19 may be easily spread. We're definitely dealing with some dark times. I admit that. But honestly, there is also hope and light, even in the midst of the dark times. Desmond Tutu wrote that hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness. So it's good for us to look at the bright side of life and experience hope even when things distress us. The prophet Zephaniah wrote these words of hope to a nation that was mired in some fairly deep distress. In chapter 3, verse 17, this is what he wrote. The Lord your God is in your midst, a warrior bringing victory. He will create calm with his love, and he will rejoice over you with singing. What an exceptional picture. A picture that paints for us in these troubling times the reality that God is singing over us. Fran Andrews writes that this is kind of hard to take in sometimes, but when we do, it can send our spirits soaring. The God of the universe actually sings over his creation, and you and I are a member of his creation. He sings over us. The Holy One, the Creator, the Sustainer of life, the Ruler, the King, the Mighty One, he sings over us. Can you think of anything more humbling? That the Lord sings over you? No matter what is happening in your life and no matter your trials and challenges, God is with you every step of the way. And he's rejoicing in you and who he made you to be. He sings and rejoices over you. This word picture in Zephaniah 3:17 is full of emotion for me. God the Father is the one who holds his daughter Jerusalem and sings joyfully in her presence. Just as a loving parent would cradle a child and sing out of love, so God's song over his people is born from his great love for them. During times of hardship, parents will often fervently pray for their children and carry the burdens of their children close to their hearts. This is what the Lord does for us. He seeks to comfort our hearts and rejoices in who we are to him. Larry Gates tells the story about when his children were young and afraid of monsters hiding in their closets or under their beds. He shared that he and his wife would tuck them in with a prayer and a song each night. Each of the children had their own song with their own lyrics and melodies that Mom and Dad had wrote just for them. In fact, Larry writes, we recorded a Mummy Daddy cassette tape. Now, remember cassette tapes? But they recorded a cassette tape for each of their children with Bible readings, personal affirmations, and their own individual song. Now, most nights after prayers, they would turn on their tape player and listen to their Mommy Daddy tape, often rewinding it to listen to it over and over again. Our singing over them, wrote Leary, soothed their anxious hearts. Zephaniah 3:17 says that God does the same for us. As a loving Father, he comforts us with his presence and his voice. Unlike human parents, he never leaves us alone. Praise God. And unlike human parents, his voice never tires of singing. That's a good thing because we never outgrow our need for comfort and for encouragement. There are times when our anxious hearts can only be soothed by his singing. You may have a hard time believing the truth that God is singing over you. And I understand. But try this. Stop everything, quiet yourself, and listen. If you're careful to listen, I'm sure that you'll be able to hear the song of joy that God is singing over you even now. The pandemic may keep you from singing in church, but be assured God never stops singing over you. The Lord your God, Zephaniah wrote, is in your midst, a warrior bringing victory. He will create calm with his love. He will rejoice over you with singing. Are you listening? May God bless you.